Hey guys, it's Humility Through Pain. We're back. We've got another interview for you. This is going to be a good one. Introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know who you are, why they need to follow your career, because you're going to be everywhere this year and next year probably.
Yeah, I'm Mikey Shaw. I train out of Stockton, California, Valor Training Center. Just an amateur Thai boxer coming up in the fight game, trying to build Muay Thai. But I'm just about putting on a show and impressing people when I go out there and representing the sport. So if you're into Muay Thai, then follow my career and watch me on the up and up.
Follow. It does not use the bullshit Stockton slap either. Proper punches and head kicks.
I try to turn my punches over.
Yeah, that's how you knock people out instead of pissing them off. How long have you been training? What got you into it?
I've been training for 5 years. Really, it was just getting into trouble in high school and stuff like that, getting into fights, and I didn't have really the right path or someone to lead me down the right path. And when I was like a little bit after I turned 18, I signed up for my first martial arts gym. It was just like a traditional martial arts gym. And ever since then, it just kind of took off. Trainers would kind of see potential in me, and Muay Thai, kickboxing was what I always kind of wanted to do. But I didn't really know much about Muay Thai or the tradition behind it. Yeah. So after training for a little bit, I would do kickboxing and like MMA gym, stuff like that, and I really didn't know what I was doing. And then after a couple years of training, I stumbled upon Valor in Stockton, and then I really started to learn the tradition and like the traditional martial arts side of Muay Thai, along with how like deadly and how like real of a sport it is. It's really, you can really do some damage. It's not just showing techniques or forms, but it's still, there's a lot of tradition behind it. You know what I mean? So I really I like that part of Muay Thai.
Yeah, and that's getting lost, sadly.
There
are not a lot of gyms that teach the philosophy or the fact that it's a martial art.
Yeah.
And that gets lost. And it's funny to hear you say that you stumbled into it, because we all kind of stumble into it. To be honest, it's kind of like when I found it was American kickboxing class, because I thought that was the style I wanted, and it was a female instructor. She said, "No, you should check this out." And popped in the VHS cassette, and boom, there's Muay Thai, and I was just like, I want, what is this? Where can I do this? And I found my crew by accident, because she told me, go look here. I think there's a guy still here. And I followed him everywhere.
That's awesome.
And it's funny to hear you say that, because that's kind of how all of us did it. It doesn't seem like there's a way around it.
Yeah.
What's your current record?
I'm 8-1.
Cool. 8-1. That's a lot of wins.
Yeah. Working on it.
Yeah. I can tell you from personal experience, he's incredibly aggressive, not sloppy. He's in there to win. He's not in there to put on a show. He's not in there to be cool. He's in there to execute technique. He's in there to let everybody know where he trains and why he trains there. And he'll put on a show by executing great technique and being aggressive, not being a cocky bastard. You were very respectful, and I love to see that in the ring, because it's lost. As amateur fighters get excited, they get cocky.
And that's goes back to, I just want to represent Muay Thai. You know what I mean? So if I can represent Muay Thai in a positive light, I don't care what respect they show me. Like my opponent cheap shotting me or whatever, I'm still gonna give you a hug at the end of the fight, because we went in there and put on a show together. You know what I mean? It's not, I couldn't do what I do without the rest of these guys doing it. So I respect anybody who's chasing this dream or following it. We're all on the same path, and like it's just about building Muay Thai right now.
Exactly. I like to tell people, we're part of a lineage that's thousands of years old. We cannot screw this up now that it's starting to grow. We screw this up, and there's no one else to blame.
It's right there. It's so close. Like, people are realizing like what it is, and it's exciting to see where the sport's going. I'm glad I'm in it at the time I am, because I feel I can be that that person to help take it to the next level.
That's our job. Why Muay Thai and not another sport, not soccer or something crazy?
Just goes back to getting in a lot of fights, kind of like I never was, and I played basketball for a couple years, but I don't have a bunch of trophies to show from when I was a kid. I never really got into sports like that. So in high school, when I was getting in all that trouble, I never really, it was almost embarrassing. Like, I was smart enough to look at it and be like, I don't want to be one of those guys who are like talking about their high school days one day and how they did this and that. Like, I wanted to remember, look back one day and be proud of what I did. So Muay Thai, stumbled upon that, and there's nothing better than winning a fight. You know what I mean? There's nothing to show like I'm a competitive person, so it's like there's nothing like a fight. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
Muay Thai.
It is a sport after all. You know, Muay Thai is a sport. That's what it was developed for. So you have to have that competitive drive. You know, being in there is great, and being in there is difficult. But if you really want to push yourself, you got to try to beat the guy.
Yes.
You know, just riding the wave kind of isn't enough. You know, how do you stay motivated? 5 years deep isn't a lifetime, but it's a long time of 5-6 days a week training. How do you keep going into the gym? Because that's something that we talk about on our website, and that's kind of why we started with Humility Through Pain. There's a lot of emotional struggle that you got to deal with. Getting off the couch is not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
That even though we love this stuff and we don't know what to do without it, that couch is comfortable.
Definitely. I just gave myself no plan B in this, you know what I mean? I kind of hopped in. I've worked other jobs and stuff along the way, but there was just, I don't know, I just this is what I dedicated myself to, and it's right when I did it, I was like, this is what I want to make my life, you know what I mean? And so that's my motivation really, is just there's no option but to make it in this game, you know? Because that's what I want to do. So whatever road I end up taking, whether it's fighting or teaching or help, you know what I mean? Whatever road I take, I want martial arts to be, you know, part of my life. But by now it's not hard to find the motivation because I'm right there. I can feel myself breaking through, and yeah, I'm so close to being where I want to be. And along the way, I set so many small goals along the way, you know? And it's like I've hit every single one. So I know just that belief in yourself and just to continue to do it, like that's my motivation, you know? So.
You will end up coaching. Mark my words, watch this video 10 years from now. I'm calling it first. How do you balance training with actual life and having a social life and things like that? Because my poor girlfriend, who's sitting behind the camera right now, has no life. She gets stuck doing whatever I'm doing, and the boys, they do whatever I'm doing just to support me. So this is 24/7. This isn't a job. This is life. How do you do it?
Well, luckily my girlfriend back there pretty much supports what I'm doing too, you know? So finding people who kind of like can live that lifestyle, and Muay Thai is my life, so there's not much to balance with it, you know what I mean? It's like I would much rather go train than party or do anything else, so it's like as long as you got a couple good people who support what you're doing, and you know,
Makes it easy.
yeah, but yeah, because it's an emotional roller coaster fighting, and it's hard to believe or whatever, but when you got other people who believe in you, then that's just extra motivation.
Yeah, it does make it easier, and we do appreciate everything that you guys do.
Definitely.
Sitting out here in this hot ass garage, you know, it is difficult for us when other people kick you in the nuts and say, you know, this is a waste of time, and you shouldn't be doing this, and there's no money in it. We know all of that. We don't need to be reminded. You know, we do it because without it, we are not nice people.
Exactly. That's on point.
What do you have any favorite drills or something that helps you stay focused in the gym? Or because me, I like just turning my brain off and, you know, switch knees or bicycle knees, we call them, on the bag, or running, just, you know, 1-2 kick on the bag, just to turn my brain off.
Yeah, I mean, really, if I can just get, to me, there are some different drills. I like just some pad work, like just some Thai style pad work. Yeah. Like, you know, me and one of my coaches, Grigsby, will be in there. I just zone out, but I try to hit, you know, I'll do 10-15 rounds when I'm in fight camp, which is no real specific drills, but just Thai style, like slow pace, but hard, working power on the pads, you know?
You hear that? Power. Power.
That's my main thing right now, is working power, you know?
This Mayweather bullshit.
Yeah.
I can look away and talk shit too if I'm not all that concerned about it. You know, power is a huge part of Muay Thai that gets forgotten about.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't focus on speed, we focus on causing damage.
And I focused on speed for the longest, but exactly, Muay Thai is power, you know what I mean? And so when you can, I think I built myself like perfect with, I used to always focus on speed, but that was, my first loss was kind of the thing where I just didn't fight Muay Thai the way Muay Thai is supposed to be fought, you know, move in and stick and move, whatever, but a lot of times you gotta take and then come forward in Muay Thai, you know, take and then give them even more, you know, so. Yeah,
so everyone's complaint is Muay Thai is linear, and yes, it does have its disadvantages, but it also means your opponent has to be on the defense constantly.
Exactly.
Because your job is to constantly attack, and that's the battle. You know, be able to keep him on his toes. Don't let him attack you because he's concerned with defending.
Exactly.
That's why we're so linear. We're going in to win.
And that was kind of my last fight too. And I try to bring my own twist on it. You know, like I try to be a little unorthodox or move a little more or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm still trying to put on a Muay Thai performance when I'm in there. You know.
Yeah.
I want people to remember that fight and say, you know, I'll fight on a Pro-Am card and they'll call that fight of the night, and that's what feels really good for me, especially because it's like I'm fighting a Muay Thai style fight. I'm trying to throw elbows, I'm trying to throw knees, you know.
Right.
I'm not in there swinging wild or nothing like that. I just want to put on Muay Thai
I
fights.
hate that. I know you guys are rookies, and I know you're gonna screw techniques up, and that's to be expected because you're a rookie. But for God's sake, try to execute it properly. You know, and that's why you learn to fight in the first place, so you can execute proper technique under duress and find out how well it works.
That's what I tell guys too, because it's like it's easy for anyone to go in the ring and kind of you forget what you even trained, and you just start throwing wild techniques. It all goes out the window. It's like trust in what you trained for this fight, and you're most likely going to win the fight or put on a really good show.
Right.
And feel proud of yourself when it's all over.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
If you just calm down and use your proper techniques.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what it's for.
But adrenaline will take all that out the window.
Yeah, it will.
A lot of times.
These techniques have been here longer than we have, and there's a reason for that.
Exactly.
You know, dream location to fight: Thailand, Amsterdam, Glory. Where's the place for you?
There's so many. That's a hard one because there's so many places I would love to fight in Thailand or fight under the Glory. Glory Kickboxing. I mean, Stockton is a huge dream one. I think Stockton right now, as an amateur where I'm at, I just would love to fight in Stockton and just fill it up. You know, down in NorCal because that's where I'm training out of. I live 20 minutes away. Like that it would be epic. You know. To fight in my hometown like that, so
especially your hometown, it's easier for you to pull fans, family, friends and family to go to the fight.
Yeah.
You can easily pull 20, 30 people to go to an event like that. So that would be kind of cool. I would probably make the drive up there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Plans to go pro, like you said, there's no plan B. So obviously going pro is in the pipeline. I love the fact that you're not rushing it. You're not in a rush to go pro. You're just trying to feel comfortable with each and every fight.
And I get people who tell me all the time, well, why don't you go pro? Like, you should go make some money off this. And I'm not going to make a ton of money when I hop into this anyway.
No.
So it's like if ever I do make a lot of money, well, my only chance at doing that is being successful in this game.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in any rush to go pro or, to me, it's just build my experience in the game and get comfortable enough in the ring to where I can go in there and when I fight a low-level pro, go in there and treat him as if he was an amateur. You know what I mean? I don't want to go in there and have super competitive fights right off the bat. I mean, I know it's going to be hard, but it's like you make it past a couple fights, maybe you turn pro too early, and then by the time you get to another level, you're not going to make it anywhere.
And then you've lost all your confidence.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. But now we have Muay Thai California. Thank you.
Definitely.
Now you can ease that transition from amateur to pro with the same promotion, with the same promoters. And that kind of takes the stress off a bit, and I'm so excited to see where they take that.
That's my goal with Muay Thai Global and Muay Thai California. It's like, because I'm super about building that promotion. It's like that's where most of my fights. Yeah.
The better you are for them, the easier it is for them to. Transition.
And I can tell they like to put me on the cards. Like if I fight at home, we usually got 100 people at least in there supporting me. You know what I mean? Because I got a big following at my gym and. That's close enough, and it's close enough to home that where I got a lot of people and supporters, family and stuff like that. So we'll sell out. So promoters love that, and then you feel secure fighting on a card like that. Like I prefer just to fight there and continue fighting there because once I go pro, I can go pro under them,
Right.
I know that I'm going to be active enough at least every few months to have a card. So it's like,
and you can trust them.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of trust there. And that's huge.
I've built that trust with them as an amateur, so I know, when I go pro, you know where you're at, who you're dealing with.
Yeah. We've been lucky, even with the clothing line, without them, we wouldn't be able to do these shows. I mean, they've really helped us out a lot.
Yeah.
So we try to do everything we can, too. We like to focus on amateur Muay Thai instead of professional Muay Thai and things like that. Like I said, I like to interview you guys. Kind of get you some exposure, get you used to doing this kind of thing. Because this is our, I think, 6th or 7th video, and I still do not like being on camera. And I'm sure it's a little different for you guys. But what are your thoughts on that? On us focusing on amateur Muay Thai?
I think that's like the key right now. I like to think of myself as the next generation. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think the next year or two I'll be pro, and I plan to be rising to the top within the next couple of years after that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the future of Muay Thai. Like a lot of the current guys, it's obviously they're important. They've paved the way for us, but the future is these younger guys coming up in this game right now. So I think it's important to show us, and teach us like how to react underneath the cameras or the lights, and then that's how you bring eyes to the sport or get fans, give fans someone to latch onto.
Yeah.
So
When we talked in Lancaster, he said something that really impressed me, that fighters need to be accessible. And that's what we're trying to get with these amateur fighters. Not all of them are easily accessible. We got lucky. This guy happened to be in the area, so we put this together on a moment's notice. But I like to talk to amateurs. I think it's good for other amateurs to know that it's difficult for everybody. You know, sometimes it's easy to feel like, oh, I screwed this up, or why didn't I do this? Why didn't I get this right? And we all screw it up. It's your job as an amateur. Screw it up. My job as a coach is to fix it. And so you keep me busy if you screw stuff up. As long as we fix it, each and every fight there's improvement, life is good. That's all you got to do. And I like to be in the amateur area. There's a lot less ego.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see an amateur just get really excited about fighting.
Yeah.
As a pro, if you've done it for so long, sometimes it's just work.
It's watered down or whatever, maybe. Yeah, that's what this is for me. It's like every it's like there's been no moments like this in my life that amount to what I'm doing in there. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, this is the most exciting time I think that I'll ever have in my career. You know.
It's easy to get too comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Too used to it, and it's not fun anymore. You know. I'm gonna try not to answer this because I'll go on forever. But where do you see Muay Thai in the future? Where would you like to see it?
I just want it to be like. I want guys to be able to come into the sport and make a living off it.
Yeah.
More so, really, I just want. I want people to know what it is. I want to be able to say Muay Thai and not have to explain like, oh, it's kickboxing, like, but you throw knees and elbows. That's like everybody's problem, you know.
Yeah, it's annoying to say that.
But yeah, I just want people to know what Muay Thai is, and just I want it to have the respect here in the States that it deserves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand.
He's hardcore. Look at the tattoo.
Yeah. People. Yeah, it's Muay Thai life for me. You know what I mean?
There's no going back.
But most people don't even know what this is half the time. You know what I mean? It's like probably 3 times since I've had this tattoo, and it's usually like an older Thai or something that'll know what it means. You know what I mean? But other than that, most of the time people don't know what that means, and that's I want people to know it like they know what cage fighting is.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. I mean that's kind of why we have a specific Muay Thai shirt with the Thai flag on it. But we wanted to start off with. The Temple Muay Thai logo, and now we have humility through pain everywhere, because I think humility is a huge part of Muay Thai, and that's what I want to see carried into the future. I do see a huge possibility for this becoming a mainstream sport, and what I don't want to lose is that humility and that martial arts mindset.
And that's another thing is I want it to be mainstream, but it sucks, like, along with that, the sport will become watered down, or they lose the tradition, and it's like, I want this to be my life so bad, and I want to be able to, I want to blow it up so bad, but at the same time, I don't want to lose the tradition along the way, So if there's somewhere in the middle, that's where I want it to be.
And that's what we're working on, and that's what I work on all the time, and luckily we have young fighters like this guy who want the same thing, and it's important for a younger fighter to want these things, because I'm an older guy now, nobody really gives a damn about what I want, but the younger fighters who are actively fighting and doing interviews, it's important that you say that and people know that.
Yeah, and I mean, you're an older guy, but you're the coach now. You're the guy who's given the platform for me to speak on, or for your fighters, to build their way up. So you're just as important to Muay Thai as I am. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, I want to play my role. I want to play my part. You hear a lot of people say it, but it's difficult to do, and sometimes you don't know what to do. We just stumbled into this video stuff. It wasn't being done. I have a lot of pride in this clothing line, and I feel like we're the only clothing line specifically dedicated to Muay Thai and the philosophy and the ideology behind it. And like with the bear, it's kind of a funny shirt, but it's Muay Bear on, so there's Muay Bear on right there. He's got a proper stance, and it's California. There's a little bit of pride there.
It's for people, like, anybody can kind of latch onto it, but there's still some tradition behind it. So I thought that was super cool. I like that.
It's important. It's difficult because we have to educate a lot of people. But I wasn't willing to sacrifice a cool shirt for not really representing Muay Thai.
And it's good. That's building the sport. You know what I mean? You're educating people. So however you can do it. You know what I mean?
We want to give a simple T-shirt the power to give you the ability to talk about it. Someone's gonna ask you what the hell it is. Like, what are you wearing?
Or they're gonna be looking at it. You know what I mean? They're gonna it's gonna catch eyes. You know what I mean? And someone's gonna want to ask about it. So I think that's the perfect way to go.
That's what we're hoping for. So what does humility through pain mean to you when you see it?
Just kind of like when I bought this shirt, I broke it down for myself a little more. Just really. It kind of reminds me of the journey I've been on, you know what I mean? All the pain and just the road here, it's been a long one, you know, and through it, I didn't start off the most humble person or whatever, but through it, I think it's brought that to me, and it's become more about, you know, being a humble person and building the sport and kind of respect for the sport. So I think more than anything, that's kind of what that stuck out to me.
Yeah, I was kind of similar. I was athletic by the time I got into Muay Thai, so I thought, oh, I'll be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong as any human has ever been wrong about anything in their life. I was terrible. I sucked. And wanting to do it properly and wanting that power and the respect of being able to do it as an American really drove me. And humility came because of my crew. Crew McPhail was just like, humility is Muay Thai. If you had to wrap it up into one word, that's what it is. You know, and that always stuck with me, and that's, you know, where we got the name for that. And I think Muay Thai fighters, my experience more so than any other type of fighting or combat, they will always show respect. You know, even with the white crew, you have to show respect. So you don't have a choice but to show respect to a bunch of people. And it gets lost sometimes in the competitive sport of
and that's like
somebody.
That's totally because I'm all about respect, and it's weird because first of all, I would get in fights, so I thought I was some tough kid. I got into Muay Thai, I did not, you know, was not good at it at all. But like what you said, I just wanted to perfect it so bad. Like I wanted to be good at it so bad, and then it became the drive to become a really like the face of, you know, American Muay Thai, or one of the faces of American Muay Thai, you know. So it's like that's on point with basically how I feel about it too, you know.
That makes us happy. We feel like we're doing Muay Thai justice, and we're trying to do it properly.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
really appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity.
We're going to put all of his contact information down below, Instagram and stuff like that. Follow him. Ask him questions about training. Approach him when you see him at fights. He's got a huge career, and you kind of get to watch him grow. He's going to turn pro soon, so latch on while you can. Sponsor him. Whatever you can to support this guy, do it, because he's representing Muay Thai very, very well.
Thank you.
That's why he's here. We pick and choose who we want to interview because Muay Thai has to be represented right, and this is kind of our way of doing it, and we want to build this platform up. So keep out on our YouTube page and our Instagram page for more videos. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Thank you very much.